Hi guys, and welcome to another edition of the Your Progress is Our Passion podcast. I'm here today with James Buck of Buck's Army. I first met this guy through Instagram when I was stalking local PTs. I like to do a bit of research from time to time, and what he was doing just really stood out to me with his work with the Buck's Army. So I'm going to get into a conversation talking more about that, how it came to be, where it's going, what the ethos is, and so on and so forth. So yeah, James, welcome.
Hi.
So, tell me a little bit about your own fitness journey before Buck's Army.
Okay, so before Buck's Army, and even before getting into my sort of journey, what I'm still on now, that I'm still going for, and hope is going to be the rest of my life. I always used to be on and off with the gym. I would be going there for maybe a month, and then going on for a few months and eating like terrible. And like when I was going to the gym, I didn't really know what I was doing, just doing whatever, keeping generally fit. I've never been massively overweight. I've never been massively unfit where I can't do the things I want to do. I've always been able to do activities. I've never really played team sports, been more into extreme sports, used to be BMXing, went into wakeboarding, snowboarding, rock climbing, all the things like that. I got to a point, I had a son with my girlfriend at the time. Sort of 3 years into that, the relationship was breaking down, but by that point I've put on quite a bit of weight, probably about 2 stone over where I am now, and was eating really bad, bottles of wine every night, fitness element, I was not in optimum position whatsoever. And I kind of just said to myself at that point, and I said to Chloe as well at the time, I said, I've had enough of this, I need to sort myself out, and I got to take some pictures of me just in the house there, at the front, the side of that, just thought, best just take them and see how we go. I went to the gym, bought a tub of protein. It's not the first time I've had protein, but I bought a tub of protein and a protein shaker and probably a new gym bag and some trainers, and I was like, right, I'm on this mission now. And I just went at it, went running, just did what I could, what I knew. And over sort of 12 months, I think I'd lost sort of the 2 stone, and I looked in the best shape I'd ever been, just from basic training, really, outdoor, doing a bit of circuits, weight resistance training, not heavy weights though, just body weight stuff, all sorts of fancy stuff with Bosu balls and suspension things and things like this, which are really good, can't knock them, but now, that's just part of my training. So after a little while, I kind of got to a sticking point where I was like, I want to just push it that bit further, I don't know how, I don't know what, and I was like, I want to see some more abs. Don't know how to do that. Obviously, I know it's a lot to do with diet, but so I went to RM Fitness in Wigan, and I kept putting it off for ages. One day, I just filled in this thing online, filled it in. Next thing, one of the trainers rang me, it was Sam Dinnick, and he just said, come down for a chat. Went down, and I went there, and I thought, this is it. I'll do like 6 to 8 weeks here. I'll follow a plan, stick to the program. I'll get the abs that I wanted, and things like that. And job is done. That's it. I can tick it off and move on. And we went there and went for a chat, and Sam's like asking these questions, and I'm just answering them like I'm answering now. And at the end of it, he's like, I think I can help you. And I was like, right, great. And he talked about the money and things. I was like, geez, that's going to be quite expensive. And thought about it, so I'll ring you back tomorrow. Rang him back the next day, and I was like, yeah, let's go for it. I said, I'll do 1 session a week. And I'm quite good with training myself, so as long as you give me what to do, I can do it myself. At my own gym, because it was quite far away to travel, but I'd seen the things that like you've seen of me, where you just see stuff on the internet and you buy into it after a certain period of time. You're watching these videos and seeing all the results of other people, and you start agreeing with their ethos and how they do things. So I sort of bought into it before I even went down there and seen them. Signed up when first 4 weeks, Sam showed me these transformation pictures, and like, Jesus Christ, I was like, I couldn't believe it, I looked in okay shape, but then the difference in 4 weeks, just from like putting some heavier strength exercises in, 3 times a week, and a bit more conditioning, some HIIT training at the end of like each workout as finishes. I wasn't really going to the gym anymore, my diet hadn't really changed that much, and the difference is unreal. And then it wasn't just that, it was the mindset, and it was everything else that went with it. It was the whole ethos of how they do things there, and it's more for long term. Yeah, you got short term goals, wanted the abs, did this and that, but it was more that how can you carry that on your own? How can you not be in that environment with a PT and go off and do it on your own. And you know, we were going into the sort of 12-week phase there. I decided it was time to get my mates involved, Jack, and we both went for just dual personal training. Me and him went and split the cost. That was good, and we both pushed each other, both to our levels, and we got a lot of that for the next 12 weeks. I think we did, and we came to the end of that next 12 weeks, I think it was, and Sam came up to us at the end of the session and said, like, you know, listen lads, I'm not going to be able to carry on with this slot anymore. We're just getting busy with group PTs, and they were changing the way they do things. There was a couple of trainers left them, so they were pretty stressed out.
Yeah.
So they basically just said, we can't fit you in, and I was a bit gutted really. But I think he said, oh, I've had a chat with Ross and we think this and that, and we'll have a think about it. I think we're going on holiday. So he's like, go on holiday, come back and we'll reassess it. And kind of never went back and didn't need to. And I think we knew that. I think they sort of like released me into the wild. I mean, Jack carried on for a bit after he saw some really good results from it. But he was starting a business and different things at that time, so he was more focused on that. Whereas what I took away from it all was, I really enjoyed this. I love the process that I've gone through. You know, I've done a couple of years on my own. I've gone and pushed it, got this knowledge, and gone and done it a little bit more in depth. And you know, if I can give that to anyone else and pass that way on, you know, no one has to be feeling like crap with no energy. You know, as a dad or as a partner or whatever, where you don't feel like you can do things that you want to do, or you're not happy with your body. I mean, it's not about like, I want to get abs to be happy with my body, because I know it doesn't work like that, but a lot of people feel trapped, and just that first step of like bringing someone up or going for that consultation where you might open up with someone really, and then they know what to do, and they did it right. So scrolling forward, ranting on a bit here, but scrolling forward from that, so we then went and did the Born Survivor with the RM team, which was like a team of 30 or 40 people. So we went and did that in, I think it was 2015, I think, in spring. We did that, me and Jack went as well. We did it, absolutely loved it. You know, we're back with old PTs and stuff, with people we've met in the gym. And sort of driving home from it, Jack was like, you should train people to do these or something. You should set something up, go train in the park or something, you know, you're good at that. So I pretty much did it. I don't know how it came about, but I just said to a few friends, I'm going to go Carl Lane, which is right near where I went to school, on, I think it was one of Wednesday mornings, we're going to do that at 6 o'clock. Come down if you want. So people started coming, you know.
And when was this?
And this was 2015, yeah, so 2 years ago. And we started on Wednesday mornings for an hour. Next thing, it was 3 mornings a week, and it had gone from like sort of 3 or 4 people to like 6, 7. And then before I know it, we've got like 8 lads coming 5 mornings a week to this park at 6 o'clock in the morning. And if it's raining, we're doing it. There's no excuses. The attendance was unreal. There was not many days missed by anyone, and if there was, you know, they'd probably show up and like they'd actually be being sick or something, like I have to go, or you'd know they were bad. So everyone had that accountability, and I mean, we were just doing bodyweight training in the park, chin-up bars, bit bars, you know, running around the forest and things like that. And you know, we were flipping the odd tires and things, but the results people got, and sort of the banter aspect of it, and the accountability, and you know, getting out of bed was a big struggle for people. There was, you know, all of us, I don't think there's any one of us apart from Neil who used to get up early, but they did it. And then we're coming into winter, and it's getting a bit colder, so Neil said, why don't we do it at mine? And I think we've been doing it a little bit at Neil's on the weekends, the odd Sunday, training up towards the next Born Survivor, which I did a team for. And the next Born Survivor, so we did one in April with RM, just me and Jack, and then sort of by September for the next one, I had 25 people in my team. Most of them I've been training at Neil's farm once a week, and then about 5 or 6 of the core lads are every day of the week in the morning. And we did that, and then on the back of that, like loads of people came on to me then saying, oh, I really, you know, like to do that next time and everything. So scroll it forward again to April. I've got sort of 36, 37, nearly 40 people actually signed up. A couple couldn't do it for various different reasons. And at that point, I was sort of training in Neil's barn in the mornings, and I didn't think that would work at the beginning. I was like, no one's going to want to go down this track. You know, it's a farm track, quite a long way from the main road, so through winter and that, it is pretty rough. And, you know, the lads just didn't even flinch with it. You know, at one point, September, October of that year, they did an 8-week shred. I upped it to I worked forward to 5:30 in the morning so we could do an extra half hour. And, you know, it was intense when I had a massive night out on the end of the 8 weeks, and the results were phenomenal. You know, people losing 2 stone, people going from like no chin-ups to multiple chin-ups or things like that. Running miles, 10k times going from like sort of 1 hour and 10 down to 50 minutes and things like that. And, you know, it was just phenomenal. So we carried on with that for a little bit, and then so at the beginning of this year, the Vault gym opened, and Sam Nash approached me and he said, you should have a look in there and see what you think, move your army there and whatever. And he said, I want to get involved and this and that. So I didn't know what to do, but I went and had a look and I was like, it feels right. I don't know how to do it, but I need to do it. And I thought to myself, it's about time I transition this into something a bit more than just a hobby, because I was training with the lads at the time, and I thought, like, I've got 9 lads here, and it's difficult to give them all the value I want to when I'm training, but if I'm not training, it's going to take a lot of my time, and it's going to be difficult for me to find that time to train myself. So what's in it for me, kind of thing. And I didn't want to, I already felt quite pressured with, having to be there at 5:30 or 6:30 every morning or whatever. It was a big responsibility. Really, I loved it, I absolutely loved it, but at the end of it, I was a bit like, it's getting difficult now to keep it progressive, fun, people getting results, and keeping it fresh as well, and not making it too regimental, but also like actually getting some hard work done as well. It was quite hard, but I enjoyed it. I did. It was a challenge, and I feel like I did it. So moving to the Vault, I decided I need to start charging some way just to make it a bit more where people are having to buy into it a bit, so they're committed. And I knew by doing that I'd probably end up losing a few of my closest friends who we did train with every morning. I put it to him, I said, I don't know, there's going to be a cost, I don't know what it's going to be. You probably have to join the gym as well. And a few of them didn't go for it. And they carry on training. They're still at the park, or they're running around Asher Speaking, where I've just been now, and done like 6 miles. And they'll do that in the mornings. And I feel like I've cracked it. I feel like if I've gone from, I've made them go from struggling getting out of bed at, until 9, 10 o'clock for a couple of lads, to now getting out of bed at 5 o'clock, getting a coffee down and going running, whether it's raining or whatever. Yeah. I feel like I've achieved something. So, and as the Vault things progress, going there, not advertised anywhere or anything, and I've got emails and messages for Instagram and different things, people saying you need to train me and this and that. So I'm like, geez, what do I do now? Like, I don't want to turn them away, I'm not qualified yet. So I signed up for a PT course, doing that, but I'm taking these people on, or some of the ones that I feel like can help. Some people, I've not just turned them away, I've assessed what their goals are and where they're up to, and I've sort of said, I could help you, but you don't need my help yet. You can do these things on your own for now. And for some people, drinking the right amount of water, getting some decent sleep, and just doing some more steps is going to give them the results that then they might need some more help. Some of the younger lads who come on to me, they see all the training we're doing, and I'm a bit like, get your foundation stuff in first. Don't hurt yourself going lifting silly weights and flipping tires now when you're not quite ready for it. So it's been interesting to see how it's evolved, and it's just, I've not really had a plan with it. It all started from, I drew that Bucks Army logo thing in about 10 minutes for the vest that we did for the first event, and it's just gone from there, and that's pretty much where I'm up to now. I've got 7 one-on-one clients weekly that I do, and I've got 4 lads that I train 3 mornings a week, and I've got people messaging me about more of them. I've got my assessment from a level 2 next week. I've paid up and everything from a level 3, which I'm doing. So yeah, I'm just going to see how it goes, and that's pretty much where I'm up to now.
And you're doing all of that around a full-time job and being a parent?
Yeah.
And also getting your own training?
Yeah, well, my training, I'll be honest, okay, so I'm a parent, yeah. I've got a 6-year-old lad, Travis. He's awesome. We're in a bit of a studio gym here at the minute, and he absolutely loves it. He's on the phone to me. I drop him off on a Saturday. I have him from Friday evenings till Saturday evenings. By sort of Monday morning, he's on the phone to me. Are we doing a gym on Friday? Who's coming? What are we doing? And I'm like, Jesus, kid's serious. And he'll come and he's doing chin-ups on the gym rings. You know, he's messing around with these and pushing that sledge. And he's keen for it. But, you know, I'll have him for a 24-hour stint once a week. See him maybe now and again in the week, briefly. So, parent, but I'm not a full-time parent, so can't take that. And the training has had to take a bit of a dive. It has. You know, at the minute I'm getting about 4 or 5 hours sleep maximum. That's a good night. You know, some nights of the week I was getting 3 hours. You know, building up to doing my level 2 stuff and that in the evenings. And you know, it doesn't serve me right, but I just need to get it done. You know, some of the guys on the desk at the gym will say, "Are you in the morning?" And I'm like, "Yeah." But in my head I'm like, "Yeah, every fucking morning." You know, I am that. You know, they're not like, so they don't sit. You know, some they're rotors. So
yeah,
and I'm there most evenings as well. So it's quite busy at the minute. But
I think the thing I find like so amazing is that when I first saw you on Instagram, the immediate thing is when you see that is like, okay, it's a circuit class, he's charging for that, this is his job. And it wasn't until I actually met you face to face at the Vancouver seminar that I was like, that I finally got a chance to chat, and it was like, no, it's not. It's still at that point it was something you'd only just began charging.
I'd only just, yeah.
Like, so for 2 years, you turned up every morning at 6 o'clock and just done it for what? For pure passion?
Yeah, basically. I mean, just letting it evolve. And 2 reasons, I'd say. One reason is the passion and wanting to help others. And the second one is I've made a way that I have to be accountable to it. So I know that by doing that I have to be there at 6. I have to go and do the work. You know, I have to be in all right shape, so I have to eat well most of the time to make that happen. You know, and it's sort of setting that, right, I'm going to do this, and you just got to stick to it, and it's helped me do them mornings. You know, there's no way on God's earth that I would have done all them early mornings on my own. If I didn't have a job, if I didn't have a kid or whatever, I wouldn't have showed up at them times. I wouldn't have put that amount of effort in. I wouldn't have had people like my mate Joe and people like that who were getting close to catching me on running times and things like that to push me to the next level. I wouldn't have had that. So yeah, there's 2 ways that we can look at it. So at that point, when I was training with them, I was getting a lot out of it, and that was good. It was serving me, it was serving them. But it got to a point where it was just getting a bit saturated, a bit hard work. In that everyone had different goals as well, so some of the guys wanted more strength stuff and building muscles, some of them wanted more speed for running and weren't bothered really, they just wanted general fitness and things, which I get, it's fine. But it's very hard to program that in one group session while I'm training as well. So
I mean, that's one of the reasons I don't do very much group sessions, just because I'm all about individualisation. However, at the same time, something that I developed over time was the circuit training and then the community that came from that. I think you've done that the opposite way around, and I think that's just an amazing way of doing it. I mean, I will tell anyone that wants to listen about the benefit of having, in any form of business, or even, you know, at this point it wasn't a business, it was a hobby, of having that community aspect to it. And what I found interesting there is you said you were always a solo sport person. It was always rock climbing. I mean, you didn't need to be late for that. But it was always something that you know, it was always self-improvement that you were after there. But then this came around and it became about something bigger, about the community.
Definitely.
And I love the fact that you say about that so many of them now are just off doing it.
Yeah, they're off doing it. And yesterday, for example, I'm leaving work to go to Vault to do the class that I do. So I do that as well. I do a class on Tuesdays morning and night one, circuit one, and I've done that just as a bit of just a way to sort of like bring people in, where it gives people an option. There's a very low cost option to get a bit of me or what I do if they want it. And I've tried covering all bases really, which is hard to do as well, but I kind of feel like I've ticked the boxes where I'm doing a bit of mobility, bit of running that people tend to miss out, some ab work and things like that.
Missing that.
Do you know what I mean? And I'm trying to just make it a bit, it can't fit everyone because there's going to be some people that, you know, they need building into it, and there's going to be some people that maybe it's not enough for. But we've had lads who are training for the Marines who are fit lads. They've come, and the way I've programmed it is you can go to your level, and that is a high level, so it's okay. So anyway, so I'm leaving work. As I'm going past Ferry Glen, where I've just been running now on my own, I see an orange t-shirt, and I'm like, that's Neil. And the next thing, there's like 4 girls coming down, and another orange t-shirt at the back, and it's Matty at the back with his wife, Neil's wife, and a few other girls. And they're going up the beacon where I've just been now, which is, it's a slog of a run. And they're off there doing it on their own, you know, and I seen them beat the on, and they're like laughing their heads off, and, you know, I seen the Snapchats or the Instagram posts and whatever later on, and I was made up, you know, I was absolutely like...
I say, it must bring you immense satisfaction.
Yeah.
That's something that you facilitated, or even created, to be fair.
Yeah, because I took them all up that run for their first times. And, you know, Neil, he's the age 38, never been in a gym in his life, never done nothing since PE. You know, he's training the part of me for, I don't know, he'd been doing it for about a month, running around the park, and then I took him there and did a 10k hill run, which is, you know, it's about 900 foot climb. It's a tough one.
Yeah, I've done it.
You know,
I don't particularly like it.
No, it ain't the best, and he nearly gave up a few times, but he did it. Fair play to him. You know, he absolutely, and he did it in reasonable time as well. And then went to World the day after that day. So for him to then do it since that with me, and we've had weight vests on, and do all sorts of crazy things. We've done it twice in one, you know, like just done 2 laps, and then taking all the girls up, and you know, yeah, like I say, the satisfaction in that, I just feel like, yeah, I've cracked it now, but also it's like, shit, I need to be up in my game now.
Yeah, but you know, it's you've pushed people beyond it being just something they do every now and then into the realm of it being a habit.
Yeah,
and that's you know, that's something that will stick with you. Even if you ever stop it, you'll always have that base, or that, you know, you'll always have that memory that you did that and can then do it again.
No, you're dead right, and that is, it's habit building, and it's like conditioning people that they don't realise that they're going through that change where it becomes a habit. Getting out of bed isn't that bad anymore, and getting used to it and feeling guilty that you've not, you know. I've had it a few times where the lads have lied in, and they say, well, I've only done it a couple of times. I did it a few months ago, woke up at about 6:10, should have been in the gym at 6, and I'm like, shit. And I gets in the car and goes, and, you know, it gets there half an hour late, and they've got a program, so they're there cracking on with it, writing the weights down and stuff like that. They know what they're doing, you know. And just to walk in that, and they'll be like, "Oh, afternoon," knocking their heads off, and here he is now. You know, and it was fantastic, really. And I've seen Neil do it as well. Neil lied in once. We were training at Rikington in his first year in the winter, and he was up late one morning, and he has to have his routine in the morning. He goes to the toilet. He has 2, 3, maybe even 4 coffees some mornings. He loves his coffee. I know it's time to back off it a bit, but anyway, so he's up late. He just had time, well, he didn't have time, but he made himself a coffee, and he's off down his bumpy track that we talked about before, and he's there spilling his coffee, and he just about gets like a little sip before it's all gone. Gets to the gym, and he was useless. His head had gone, he hadn't been to the toilet, so we're halfway through something like squats or deadlifts, and he like runs off and comes back, and he was like, that is it, I'm going. And I was like, let's just call it a day. And like, it's the only time I think Neil has been late, you know. And I don't get the text. I don't get the text coming through saying, oh, I've got the shit, or this or that, you know, I can't make it. Or, I get them a little bit now, but then I didn't get any. And to change people's ways like that, it was just unreal. It meant that I couldn't jib, I couldn't be the one that was like, oh no, not today or whatever. That's what we're doing it.
Yeah.
So yeah, fantastic.
You know, it is having that accountability. It's something that even as the trainer you want to have. I literally called myself out on it yesterday because I've not had it for a while. I've been focused on Olympic lifting, which has meant that every other aspect other than how much weight I can lift has been completely unimportant to me. You know, I've let a few things slip, so I called myself out on Facebook, put a finger up on a live post, and it's like, right, this is it, I'm going to get this back under control, and if I don't, you're all welcome to kind of like throw insults and abuse at me.
That's what you need to do, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the reasons I still personally have a coach, you know. So, I mean, I'm learning the skill, obviously, of Olympic
you're accountable.
lifting. Wifting, yeah. That's his new name. I'm good with it. I like it. It's sick. But yeah, I'm accountable to him. Like his name's Jack, and I'm always like squat like Jack's watching.
Yeah.
Like so.
It's key.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Yeah, and I've been reaching out. I need to do that for myself now, and been and sniffed around for a few different people. And I decided to go with Jamie Ollerton's Grenade for 8, which I've seen a few people do. And it works for me because it's more online based. I'll get given the info, I can do it in my own time. At the minute, it's very difficult for me to go and give up like an hour or 2 hours a week at another place because of the travel there and back, different things like that. So I thought online will work for me, and I'm going to see how it goes. And I want to get in the best shape I can, ideally, just for my own sort of, because I feel like I've never quite got there. Even though I'm pretty happy in my own skin, I'm happy as I am, but I just want to be able to do it and know I've done it to prove to other people and prove to myself mainly. You know, and I think it'll just help me learn a little bit more about myself. Just like when I went to RM and I thought, yeah, this is just a little bit. Hopefully it'll just be the next level. So
yeah,
looking forward to it.
I think I'm gonna have to book myself on a run with you. So when's your next Born Survivor?
So we've got Born Survivor on 13th of September, I think it is. So it's approaching 3 weeks. 6 weeks.
6 weeks. I think it's we've got our Tough Mudder 5 weeks on Sunday. I have done absolutely zero running for it so far. So I think I might have to make myself accountable to you one evening.
Yeah, that's it. And so many people said that to me. So many people have come to me saying, I really want to improve my running, or I've booked a run and I've not been running, I'm getting close to it. And I said, look, listen, we're studying now, let's go.
Yeah.
And we've just done a lap round the block wherever we were, around the gym, or it doesn't have to be, whatever shoes you've got on, whatever. Yeah. Just do something. And that'll spark something else then where you'll say, or I'll say, right, tomorrow go and do 2 mile or whatever, and then text me your Strava time or whatever, and then, like you say, you're accountable. And the people that have done that have then gone on to do 5k the next week, and then they're up to 10k before they know it, and then they get to the race and they're dead comfortable, and they're not expecting, they can plan the run basically, or the race, what they're doing, and without worrying. So
yeah, I mean, I always rest on the fact that I'm just the guy who gets you over obstacles.
Yeah, well, that's it.
You've got that overhead strength.
You need them guys.
I'll be the bottom of the pyramid scheme while everyone climbs up me, and
that's it.
But then in the running bits in between, I'll walk and make you all cold.
Yeah, well, that you can help. It's all team effort. So we've done them, and we stick as a team, and. There's some of those fit lads who put weight vests on and slow them down, but you don't need it. I mean, everyone can have a laugh. This one we're doing, we're doing the elite race at the beginning, a few of us, so the fitter ones will be in that. So by the time we get to the team lap, there'll be a bit of a handicap on it. So
I was going to say, so some of you are doing.
Yeah, so I did it last time when I came second in it.
Right.
And Chris, one of my mates, who doesn't really do much running either. He used to when he was younger. He's into his CrossFit and stuff now and lifting. He's in good shape.
I was going to say
he's phenomenal shape, yeah. And hats off to him. He's down south training, down south working at the minute, just getting his sessions in. And he's there Snapchatting or doing his selfies with his Bucks Army top on, or texting us his workouts and his times, what he's done. And he's accountable to me and Ronnie in this little group we've got going, and that works for him. And look at him. He's there eating Haribo with us, and he's found that balance of enjoyment. He's off walking in the lakes. He's grafting at work, but he's shredding in the gym. And he came in, did the Born Survivor elite race with me, and I couldn't have done the speed that I did it without him there. We got to the start line, and so we were doing the 2 races. We were doing the elite race and we were doing the team one. And you get a wristband, so you get your wristband on. So we get to the gate, and the woman goes, "You've not got your elite wristband, you're not in this one." I said, "Listen, I'm in this one." there's no question about this. And she's like, "You've not got your wristband, so you can't come in." And Chris didn't have it on either. And next thing, bang, the gun goes, everyone sets off, and we're still behind the gate. And I'm getting pretty stressed, and I don't think Ronnie or Chris had seen me in that kind of mode before, where I was I wasn't getting angry, but I was just like, no, this is not happening. All the training we've done for this, and blah, blah, blah. Next thing we just said, Chris just grabbed him, and we just pushed past these bouncers. We set off, mate, and we had no GPS, nothing on us or any kind of trackers. But that first K or 2K when we casting people up was fast.
Yeah.
It was sprinting. We were sub 6 minute miles. We were off like the clappers, and we just hardly talked, side by side, just marching on. And we caught them up, passed everyone. We just could not get to the front guy. He was just gone for the win. I mean, he finished he must have finished the K in front of me. Phenomenal. But
so how long was the that race?
That's the 10K.
And then you went on to do the one with your team straight after that?
Yeah.
Okay, go on, how long's that?
10K again?
Oh, okay, so 20K.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Just a small half marathon.
Yeah.
That's fine, I'm doing that stuff. One of my team, because with the Tough Mudder, if you've done it before, you get the Legionnaires obstacles.
Yeah.
So there's 5 of us that have got the Legionnaires obstacles from last year, and then there's like another 3 or 4 in the team that haven't got a headband.
So they can't go down that?
Well, one of them, he's a bit extreme, was talking about signing himself up for the Saturday race, going and running it on his own.
That's my kind of guy, yeah.
Running out on his own, getting his headband so the next day he could come in with us.
Fair play.
I don't think he's doing it though. I don't know if this will even go out before then, but Dave Edge, if it has done, I want you to do that.
That'd be something I'd do, mate. Don't do it. Don't smash him. Show him how it's done.
I mean, he signed himself up for it. He's in the ballot for the Marathon Disabled, or however you pronounce it, the 100-mile one.
Ultramarathon.
Through the Moroccan Desert next year, yeah.
Gobi Desert Challenge or something like that.
The one it's in Morocco. And yeah, he's taken up running like
Something Jones race. One of my good mates from school's into his ultramarathons, and he only started from doing one of these desert challenges. Next thing now he's running 100-mile plus races, winning them. It's his career now, teaching people. Does it online, works about 4 or 5 hours a week. He's raking it in, and he's travelling the world. He's cracked it, and I don't know who he's accountable to, but he's put in some serious work.
He's accountable to their miles.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a book called Ultramarathon Man, Dean Carnass. I think he's one of the only people to have run a marathon on every continent, including Antarctica. And I think he did like the American states, all 50 of them in 50 days. Like one day a marathon, and he's done the Marathon Disabled and everything. It's like it's phenomenal. When I first started wanting to lose weight, and I thought running is the way to do this back when I was 23 stone and probably shouldn't have ran.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
it's probably my knees are dodgy now. Could be squats, but that was the book I read, and it proper lit a fire under me. Like I went out and did my little 30-second run that day.
Yeah, it worked.
That was how I did it. 30 seconds away from the house, and the next day 40 seconds away from the house. But it was always my time was how much I should do away from the house, because then you've always got to do it back.
Yeah,
so if I wanted to do a 10K, really I just had to run 5K from the house, because I've not got a phone on me. I've not got any money.
Got to get back.
Just got to get back.
That's it. That's awesome. I like that theory. Yeah. Tell people to do that.
It was a really good kind of mindset trick for me.
Yeah.
And also, all the way back, you're telling yourself, I've already done this. I can do this because I've already done this.
Yeah, this key.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got to look at these people that are doing these crazy house challenges, because you get to the point where you're thinking, right, I'm doing that Born Survivor and I'm doing another lap. Geez, that's like 20K. But then people are doing 100 miles and things like that. So it's like the floor that I'm stood on, there's like so many ceilings and then floors and that above me. It's like you've just got to look at someone else and be like, what I'm doing now is pretty insignificant, I'm just going to smash it. That's the way I see it anyway,
I might have to jump in with you guys next day for doing it again.
We did a marathon this year as well for the first time with like zero training really for a marathon. Everyone always says to you, you need to get up to 18 miles, something like that. The most I've ever ran in one up to them was about 11 or 12 miles. Yeah. And that was stop starting with other people. And I rang my mate up who's a running coach. And I'd already spoken to him about it 6 months ago or something like that. And he said, yeah, you should do it. And then just never signed up. And we were less than a week away, something like that. Maybe it was in the Thursday and this was on the Sunday. And I was on the phone to him and I said, listen, what's the crack here? What do you reckon? And he was like, what running have you been doing? And I was like, I've not been running as much. I'm still doing the 10Ks maybe once a week, if that. He's like, I wouldn't advise anyone doing it just because it might put you off doing one again if you pick up an injury, you don't finish or whatever. And so I'm like, yeah, chatting away on the phone. Meanwhile, my card details are going in. And I booked it. And I said, I'll probably leave it then and finish the conversation. And just screenshotted him, confirmation, sent it to him. He was like, awesome. So I went on the Sunday, we were running with him, but he'd already done it on the Saturday as well. Okay. So he came second on Saturday.
Which marathon?
It's a track marathon this as well, so it's round the track.
Oh, okay.
105 laps in Warrington. And it was in...
That sounds monotonous and boring.
January time, something like that.
So at least with an outdoor marathon, at least with a road marathon, you get to see things.
Yeah, well, you get to see the track. I mean, not been on a track in years, so it's pretty good.
I've never actually been on a running track.
No. I thought this, but you know what? It was the most sociable run I've ever been on because, you know, you're either getting lapped by faster people, so they're like saying, "I'll keep going, mate," or you're lapping some people, and you're like,
so you're always sold.
Yeah. Or there's some people that are very similar pace that you take ages to catch up again, and you'll slog away, and I'll just break away, or they'll break away, or whichever. And it was a really good experience. I mean, fitness-wise, fine. Mental-wise, fine. I was always going to do it, whether it was crawling around, I'd do it. But got to about 22 miles, and my legs started seizing up at the back, and became very difficult. I pushed for it fairly hard in sort of after 6 miles up to 12, and then from 12 to 18, still pushing it fairly hard, and started tailing off a bit. And I borrowed a GPS watch. I never used one until that point. I borrowed one, and I'm glad I did because the first sort of 10k I paced myself and it worked. And like, if I didn't have that watch, I'd have gone like an idiot and probably been walking by the end. But I didn't. I managed to finish it still running, a bit slower than I'd started. My goal was to do it in 4 hours, and I did it like 3.5, something like that. So I smashed my goal for that. And I do want to do a road one. I do, but it was the mental thing, just knowing that I was at that stage where I could do it and get through it, and watching Charlie like go around it and do it and finish 40 minutes before me, and I've done it the day before as well. But, you know, it just made me think like, yeah, I've done well here, but that's nothing. That, you know, next thing now, I'm signing up for triathlons, and then I want to do another.
So you did the Great North Swim as well this year, was it, or something?
Yeah, so I did a Great North Swim, which was right before I went on holiday, just beginning of August, I think it was. Didn't do much training for that either, really. I went in the pool.
So that came out of the blue.
I went in the pool. I've always been okay at swimming. I mean, mum and dad made me go swimming when I was like 4 or 5 years old, and I hated it, and made to do the length properly and that. And on the back of that, I think I'm a strong swimmer now, even though I don't swim that much. So got the basics there. So I think on like the Wednesday, I went and did either a mile or something like that. I know I did 1,000 metres or something, and then obviously on the Saturday, it's a mile in the open water. So we had some good guys. Chris Escott was there, Tom Barton, Neil Webster, Sam Marsh did it. He had 24 hours notice.
Yeah.
Took some, you know, he did. For him to do that with that notice was awesome. Neil, who's never swam since school, you know, when I take anyone on, I make them fill out a form, which is like their goals and what they want to do. And one of the things was like, I want to swim more. I said, all you need to do, you remember the gym, the pool there. Go swimming, just do some swimming, and he never has. And then we're sort of 3 weeks away from Great North Swim, and I just booked him on, just booked him, and then said, "You're doing it." So I think he went to Wrightington Pool on the Wednesday and did about 60 odd lengths, 18-metre pool, and he come into my work on his way over, and he's fucked.
Yeah.
But yeah, he went on.
And that's when you're able to touch the side all the time.
Yes. So then he went on. He had to do breaststroke, and then he had to. Do the Great North Swim on the weekend, and he did it, you know. He did it. Don't know if he's been swimming since, like, but.
Well, it's that community and that mindset together. Like, you know, and that accountability again. You're there, you're with the rest of the crew.
Yeah.
No one's leaving.
No. You swim out to a buoy, you've got to come back, so it's like you leaving the house, we've left the dock, you've got to swim around the buoys, get to the far red buoy, and then you're back, so. Once you've done half, I was struggling at some points, you know, and a couple of lads gone past me as well, and I'm like wanting to keep up with them, but it's hard breathing, choppy water and things like that. So I was struggling at some points, and when I'd gone past the halfway point and I could see the end, it was a lot better. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I want to do some more swimming. I think it's really good.
Well, I mean, if you're going to do an Ironman, you need to do
I need to
a little bit more swimming.
Yeah, so I've got another triathlon in a week's time. It's only a sprint one, so it's not too bad.
Yeah.
We're just getting used to the transitions that I've really enjoyed as well.
Yeah.
You know, and I always say to people, you know, when you can like look at your times and say a triathlon or something like that, you can measure them and it's manageable, and that you can improve or work on your weak areas and things. So I did that first one in August, and I'm doing exactly the same track, doing it again. So hopefully I can beat it or see how I can improve on it.
Yeah.
And then maybe do a half Ironman or something next year, and then maybe the year after that when I'm like 30, go for it. We'll see how we go.
Yeah, nice little 30th birthday present.
Yeah.
The real one in Hawaii.
I don't know which one, yeah.
The original Ironman.
Yeah.
Awesome. Right. So the kind of two questions I sort of mentioned before about in terms of the advice that's out there. But these are like my two little controversial questions, in the fact that what do you think is one of the worst pieces of advice that you see people getting given too much? Instagram in general?
Not Instagram in general, but it's this whole transformation. This guy over here is this, and this guy over here has got abs and he's shredded and he looks mega, or this girl in a bikini or on stage. And I think people are led to believe that the after picture is how you should look, what is healthy, what is fitness, and that is what it is. You know, if you're there, you know good, and if there you are, and if there you're unhappy, and there you're happy. And it's great, you know, no disrespect to anyone who competes or goes through the transformations. I've done it myself, and it's really good to look back, and it's really good to get to a point where you are happy if you are happy there. But I think, not just Instagram, the whole social media and magazines and everything that we see, everything we throw in front of us is all leanness and aesthetics, bit of performance in there, but it's basically saying you have to be sort of this to be in the fitness zone or be happy and think, and I think it's a bit, it's wrong, and it's a lot of money making goes on with it, and I think it scares people off. So yeah, that'd be my thing that is the bad thing, if that's what I was going to.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And then the reverse of that, what is a good piece of advice that either people aren't hearing enough of, or certainly aren't doing enough of?
Get started. Just like right now, if you're just watching this and you're feeling like you're not doing anything, or you're going to wait till Monday, just literally go out for a walk, or run up the stairs 10 times, or prep your lunch for tomorrow that's a bit healthier than what you had today. Anything like that is moving forward, even if it's the smallest little bit, it'll spur on a little win that then you'll create another one and another one. If you just sit there dwelling on what you could do or when you will start, you've got to look at it as like, not like I wish to do this or I will do that. You've got to be like, I am this now. Yeah. I am being healthier. I am being fitter. Like, you don't go and get fitness. Like, you are what you are. You can improve on it. You know, you can go backwards, like you don't, so you've got to just, get started.
I totally agree. I mean, this is when I said that I called myself out yesterday. I knew that I needed to do that, and I had. Have you ever been to Sinners Club?
Yes. I love Sinners. Me and Ronnie and Chris book in the Sinners Club for this weekend.
I'll have one in a couple of months. Once I've got me, but I just knew that, like, since in the last 2 months since I did my last weightlifting competition, there was just, I ate crap that day, and then I went on holiday and ate crap the whole time, and came back, carried on eating crap. Yeah. And then it's gone to pot for 2 months now.
It's double-edged sword, isn't it? Because you come back feeling guilty, but then you're not on track, so then you just keep doing it. I'm a little bit like that at the minute.
And yesterday I was seeing one of my best mates, and in the morning I was edging him towards a healthier option for dinner. I was like, there's a Turkish place in Ormskirk that does like grilled chicken and stuff, or there's one of the other places I mentioned in Ormskirk, and he just went, how about that Boss Burger place by you? And that was all it took. I was like, yeah. But then later on in the afternoon I was just like, I've been to the doctor's book for blood tests and everything. Yeah. It said, you're actually a pillar of health, and I'm like, great. There's nothing wrong with me physically, therefore it must be kind of like mentally or my nutrition or something. Yeah. So I was like, right, I'll start tomorrow. And then I was like, you know what? You've been saying I'll start tomorrow since that competition, which was in April. Yeah. So it's not even 2 months now. It's like 4. Yeah. I don't want it to be that. It was in May. There we go. It's 3 months.
One bad day turned into a week to months. It's easily done. Yeah. I did it for years, and you get to where you get, and then at some point, but.
Yeah, I mean, it's the longest slip I've had since I became part of the industry.
Yeah.
But I decided last night, as soon as I was like, no, it has to be today, because tomorrow's always tomorrow. So I kind of got my phone out and I'm like, right, shoot, I know we're going to go and get greasy burgers tonight, but can we go to the Turkish place?
Oh, you're right.
And I went and I had my chicken thighs. Yeah. And I had rice.
And there's nothing wrong with these burgers in different places, but
in context.
If you've got to when you go to them places, you want to be satisfied, and that you need that level of food to do that, and then don't half-arse it, go and do it and enjoy it, but then make other things around your week or your future times that even it out.
Yeah, but I mean, even back when I was doing when I did photo shoot prep, it's like there'd be a burger somewhere in that prep.
Yeah.
And it's in context. The problem was the exceptions have become the rule. And I think that's the way most people are. Like, all the little things have become their habits.
Yeah.
And it's replacing those habits. And the only way you do that is by starting.
Yeah, that's it.
So yeah,
that's
I could not agree more with your awesome piece of advice. Final question, where can we find you on that Instagram thing or social media in general?
You can find me on at Books Army on Instagram, or you can find me on the website, which is booksarmy.com. You can email me at james@booksarmy.com. On Facebook, my Facebook's not that active. I've only got like 200 sort of people on that one. I don't tend to put a lot on that. I feel like I'm getting more, I'm giving more value out on Instagram at the minute and concentrating on that.
Yeah.
I will push Facebook. I've got a YouTube channel. You can look at that. I did a month of vlogs, which I used I wanted to get a little bit better and a bit more comfortable speaking on camera. So they're terrible, really, but it's enabled me.
You should watch my first one.
Yeah, this is it. And you're never going to get good at things unless you try them. I could this way I'm speaking okay, I hope, on here, because I've done that and I've watched myself back a little bit, and I try and not stutter and different things like I'm doing now. I don't have to really think about it, but that was key. That just getting started with that, like I said, just go and doing it.
So that's on YouTube.
That's YouTube. Books Army on YouTube. I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
Okay.
Well, thank you for giving me some of your time this evening.
You're welcome.
Right. So thanks to James for joining us. Be sure to go and check him out. It's Books, Bucks, not the type that you read. Just in case there was any confusion on that, if you are not watching the video version of this where you can see it clearly emblazoned on his chest. Thanks again for watching, and we will be back. There we go. There's one of those little mumbles that we talk about. We will be back next week for.
So you have Dave's dictionary.
Yeah, Banak. Yes, it's Dave Latin. It's completely a thing.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, that's why it's co-fit and not co-read. Right, guys, we will be back. I will be back anyway next week with probably a solo show. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you soon.